Well, for all you retailers and shoppers, Black Friday is only 2 days away. Retailers pulling out all the stops to get the shoppers through their doors. And joining us this morning with his thoughts for the holiday season is Craig Johnson. He's the president of Customer Growth Partners. And Craig, great to have you here. And you're expecting a big Black Friday.
Well, it's going to be a big holiday season overall, and Black Friday in particular. The forecast we put out for our clients calls for up 4.5%. Versus last year, which was above consensus at that time. Now the consensus is catching up to us.
It's on the lower end of the single digits, I believe, right?
Yeah, consensus has been about 2%, but that's being raised now. We're staying with our up 4.5%. And then we have a field crew of around 10 people across the country that go to various malls during the course of the weekend, and then they will report back again in the report we put out for our clients after the Black Friday weekend in terms of what actually happened.
Right.
Versus what
if the predictions are true.
Yeah, or better, which we think is a pretty decent chance.
What's telling you? What are giving you the signals for this?
Well, what we do is, we don't have some incredible crystal ball. We talk to consumers. We're talking to consumers all the time. We're out in the malls and the off-mall venues all the time. And what we see is a consumer that is climbing back out of what has been a very deep hole. So this year is up 4.5%, and this will be a record Christmas. It's not the best growth ever. It's the best growth since 2005, but it will be a record Christmas, but will only beat the past peak, which was 2007, by 2%. So we're out of a deep hole, but we're on the way back.
So it's coming out from a lower base.
Absolutely.
But in totality, it is not that impressive. Is that the impression?
Well, this will be, given where we're at and given what the other folks' predictions are, this is going to be a pretty decent Christmas, we think.
Is this all across the board for all the retailers?
Not universal, but we're finding strength both at the high end. Tiffany's, I'm sure you saw, came out today.
Yes.
But the other high-end players, Nordstrom will have a very solid season. Ralph Lauren, Saks, we think. At the low end, the value players, such as people like Ross stores, TJX, and the dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, will do well. And then other players that maybe not even retail analysts follow, but our retailers, our Apple and Amazon, will have tremendous seasons.
But put that into the context, though, Craig, which we've been hearing all year long, is that consumers are reining in their wallets because of the housing. The housing market hasn't gone back up. The jobs market is not really coming back up. We're just seeing a little bit of the signs on that. So how does that translate, though, into what you're talking about? It just seems like it's so disjointed.
Well, what we have is basically a bifurcated consumer market. The 83% of consumers with full-time jobs, they're back to spending again. The 17% of people that were unemployed or underemployed, they're still very tight with their wallets. But other folks, the savings rate, which peaked at 8.2% at the depths of the retail recession about a year and a half ago, that 8.2% is down near into the 5 and change range. So it's getting back to that more normal 4% rate. Range. So basically consumers are beginning to spend again. They're being thoughtful, and they're spending on value, either discount value, such as the dollar stores and TJXs of the world, or enduring value,
which
things
is
you
the
get
high
at
end
Tiffany.
then. So you're going to be at the malls, right?
We and about 10 of the other two. Yeah, I'm there starting at 5 a.m. Absolutely.
and what are you going to specifically look for? What are the details you're going to look for?
Well, what I started at Best Buy at about 4:45 in the morning, and we look at the number of people in line, and then we go into the store and see what people are buying. Then I'll go over to the Walmart, which will be open. Kohl's will be open as of 3 a.m., et cetera. And I make a circuit then. And these are all off-mall players. Then as the day proceeds, I'll go into the malls, and what we look for is traffic patterns. We look for conversion rates, the people come to the store, they're actually buying, and then what they're buying.